before you go and try to start creating all this content and marketing your business, these are the 3 layers that you need to understand to create a successful marketing strategy within your real estate business. And I'm going to tell you, this is so much simpler than you think, but so many people leave out 1 or even 2 of these components. And I want to teach you how to layer these 3 elements to create a successful marketing strategy for your real estate business so you can create trust, create impact in your community, and to sell more houses, because of course that is the entire goal with marketing your real estate business to begin with. So let's get to it. Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching you the 3 levels of effective marketing. This is going to be really applied towards real estate, but honestly, you could take this and this would translate across any business. Marketing your real estate business is really just taking the specifics of real estate and taking marketing strategies and applying them to the industry, right? But if you're watching this and you're not in real estate, that's okay. You can still apply this to your business. So a quick introduction. My name is Braden and I'm the founder of The Breakout Agent. This is a real estate marketing membership and community where I teach real estate agents how to use content marketing strategies to become more visible online and within their community so that they can sell more homes and create more impact both in their community locally, but also in their families, in their business, right? I'm a native to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a wife, I'm a mom to 2 little boys, and I'm a rescue dog mom. I studied entrepreneurship and marketing in college, and marketing is really something that I fell in love with during that time. I ended up minoring in it, which was kind of like taking a double major, except for I didn't pay for the double major. And that's really where it started, where I started learning these marketing strategies and these concepts, right? But then it wasn't until I became an entrepreneur outside of college, immediately after I graduated, that I had to start applying marketing practices to my own businesses, which is a lot different than just studying it. So now I want to teach you what I have learned through years of learning and implementing content marketing, and for you to apply that to your business. And of course, I have 8 years of real estate experience as an agent, and so I want to take my experience with content marketing and real estate and apply that together so that you can take these strategies and these different things that I've learned and apply them to your business to gain traction faster. Okay, so the 3 levels of effective marketing for real estate agents. This is everything you're going to need to do within your marketing practices, and your strategies are going to fall within at least one of these categories, if not multiple, but we'll kind of get into that at the end. And just know that if you simplify every single thing that you do when you're thinking about marketing and lead generation, it's going to be in one of these 3 categories. Okay, so very first is content. So let's talk about what content even is. If you break down content, a lot of people think that content, they're thinking influencer or, a content creator on YouTube or something like that. But essentially, content is just the information that you share to make another person aware of your business. This is going to come in many different formats: your social media posts, blog posts, writing on your website, videos, whether that's on social media, on YouTube, on your website. Content can also be face-to-face conversation. What are you saying when you are in front of a client or a potential lead? What are you saying in your phone calls, in your text messages when you're talking with people? If you break it down, it's just the information. The format, the vehicle of the information is, that is just where you are expressing the information. But what is actually inside the message, that is your content. The purpose of your content is to create awareness, to educate people, to build trust. You want to answer questions or maybe combat objectives, and you want to create action with your content. So think about somebody and they are going through the process of preparing to buy a home, right? Creating awareness, you need to make them aware of you as an agent, right? Maybe they don't know you yet. Maybe you need to educate them on the process because they don't even know where to start. or what they need to do to get prepared. Do they even know that they need to have a certain amount saved for their costs, or to go talk to a lender to see what their budget looks like? Is their credit score ready to buy a home, right? You need to build trust with them, because anything that you do, anytime somebody is paying money, they need to trust who they are using on the other side. And if they don't have trust, that's going to be a big problem, because trust is ultimately going to be a part of this experience, and it's essential to get them to move forward and take action. When somebody completes a transaction and they don't have trust involved, they have a bad experience, and that can actually come back negatively to your business. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen with you, but just know that it's going to be a lot harder for somebody to say yes to working with you if they don't have trust, and it's going to make the process harder along the way if they are working with you but they don't trust you. Now, some people are very stingy on their trust, and just know that this is something that you're going to have to take time and effort to build over time. You want to answer questions and take the guesswork out of it. Take the guesswork out of working with you, take the guesswork out of the process, right? And you also want to handle objectives and think about what are some things that may prevent them from moving forward, that may prevent them from buying the house, that may prevent them from starting the process of buying a house. Can you answer that up front to make it an easy yes to move forward in the process, or to learn more about what that next step in the process is? And then you want to create action. You want them to be reaching out to you. You want them to move forward, get pre-approved. You want to have a buyer consultation. You want them to hire you as their agent, right? You want them to start looking at homes, on and on and on, right? You want to create action to keep the process moving forward. Next, number 2, this is community. So everything that you do, you're going to have the content, but then you're going to have the community. And what is community? Community comes down to your relationships, and it comes down to your conversations. Community essentially revolves around people, and without people, you don't have a business. And so you want to focus on building relationships and having more conversations. The third thing that is essential for an effective marketing strategy is conversion. So this is creating change and movement in the process. The thing that I need you to understand here is that conversion is not a one-time process. There are multiple conversions that happen throughout a relationship and before a final purchase decision and sale is created. So you want to continue to convert somebody. The problem with thinking about conversion as a one-time action is that you can convert somebody early on in the process when, let's say, you're converting them to commit to working with you, but you still need to convert them to actually offering on a house, right? You still need to convert them to accepting an offer on their home. If you don't continue to convert them, they will not actually end up transacting, or they won't end up transacting with you. So you want to continue to convert them and to continue to move the process forward and create change, and ideally positive change. Now, we know that sometimes conversions happen where somebody ends up not doing something at that time, they hold off, or maybe they go in another direction. And sometimes that's hard to handle, but sometimes that is conversion that, while it may feel negative in the moment, is actually going to be a positive for your business. Maybe they're not the right person for you to be working with, or maybe you're not the ideal person to be helping them in this process, or maybe they're holding you back from focusing on other areas of business. But no matter what, you want to continue to focus on creating change and forward movement in the process. Conversions can look like signing up for a lead magnet. Do you have a buyer's guide, a relocation guide, maybe a guide to help somebody think about if they're going to buy a rental property, maybe a local guide to learn more about what it's like living in your local area. This could be requesting a CMA. What does their home value look like? What is the market doing in their neighborhood? It can also look like asking a question about the process. Did somebody reach out for the first time and ask you, hey, I'm thinking about buying a home and I'm not really sure what I need to do to get prepared? Or hiring you for representation. Do you meet with somebody at a coffee shop and they sign your agreement to work with you as a buyer's agent? Or do you go to their home and they agree to sell their home with you, and you're putting the sign in the yard and you're marketing their property? Conversion also looks like when they make an offer on a home, or when they officially list the home, it goes live on the market. It also could be accepting an offer on their home for sale. Conversion looks like closing a sale with you. This is the ultimate conversion, right? The conversion that most people are focusing on. And it's also a conversion when they leave you a review or they refer you to friends, family, and coworkers, because now they are not only converted as a client, but now they are an advocate for you and your business. You are going to continue to convert your community, your leads, and your clients throughout the entire process and even afterwards. So these 3 layers are going to continue to work together. Your content is going to build community. Your community is going to create conversion. Your conversion can create content, and your content then builds community, and it goes on and on, right? And sometimes your 3 layers are going to work together in not quite a perfect circular, moving graph, right? Sometimes your content is going to create conversion. Somebody is going to sign up for something or comment or DM you, and that's a small conversion. And then after that DM, now they trust you a little bit more. So now it's a relationship, and now they're in your community, right? And you continue to talk with them, and now that community creates conversion because they hire you. So sometimes it's not quite linear, but it is an ongoing process where it's going to go around and around and around over time. Some examples of what this could look like. So let's say you create a piece of content and that builds your community because somebody follows you, maybe they join your Facebook group, or they message you. But while that is building community, that's also a small act of conversion. Maybe they haven't converted to an actual client, but you have converted them into your community. So while, again, that's not quite linear, that is conversion because it's forward progress. You're taking somebody who maybe doesn't know you or doesn't know you well, and you're bringing them into your community. You're bringing them into relationship with you, which now you can have conversation, and that conversation can potentially create more conversion, or you can continue to build that relationship until conversion is ready to happen at a later time. A piece of content can create a conversion to your email list. Your email is going to build more trust over time because you're going to send them more content, and that person begins to trust you. They have a relationship with you, and over time, maybe they choose to hire you. Maybe they choose to, if somebody's asking them about, do you know a real estate agent? Maybe they refer you. But you see how, again, that's not quite linear, but it is creating this process where those 3 elements are working together. Let's say you have a community, you have a relationship or a friend group, you're having conversations with people, and that creates a conversation around real estate. So you engage in the conversation, the community, but also within that conversation is your content. What are you talking about? What are you saying when you are in this conversation, right? And that is going to build further trust. And maybe you don't even know it, but you've slightly converted somebody in your mind to, or in their mind, I should say, that they are more prone to working with you or to seeking you out for real estate expertise and working with you in the future. And let's say that your community, you have a Facebook group, right? Or a group of people that you know locally. And they start to know you based on your content and the conversations and the relationship you have for your real estate expertise. And somebody they know is thinking about buying or selling a home, and they refer you to them. That is, again, those 3 elements working together. Now, this is all very simplified, but if you think about everything that you do within real estate, it's going to come down to these 3 pieces working together time after time. You want to put out content, whether that's whatever format, videos, blog posts, written, phone calls, print marketing, whatever it might be, to build more relationships and create more conversations, to create that community. That community can be housed in different areas. It could be in a Facebook group. It can be on an email list. It can be a text thread with friends. It can be an in-person conversation, right? But you're building those relationships and that trust. And that trust is essential to create these conversions. And there's going to be small conversions. There's going to be large conversions. Some of these smaller conversions are things that may happen that you may not even see happen in front of you. They may happen behind a screen. They may happen in somebody's mind. You may not even know that somebody is now converted to following your content, maybe joining your email list, depending on your notifications. You may not be tracking every single individual conversion, right? But then there's gonna be bigger conversions, like when somebody hires you, they specifically reach out to you based on a piece of content that you published, or they are going to do a sale with you, or leave you a review and then refer you out and become an advocate of yours. These are the things that you are working together to create this ecosystem that is going to market your business, because the more content you put out, the more relationships and community that you can build. And the more community that you build and the trust and the relationships, the more that you can convert to actual business, right? And you have to have all three, because if you have the content, it's not going to convert without the community. It's not going to convert without the trust. And you're not going to have your community convert without some kind of content, whether that is a in-person or phone conversation, or it's a social media post or a YouTube video, right? You have to have all three of these elements, right? And your content and your community aren't just going to magically buy a home with you or sell a home with you, right? There's an element of conversion that's going to move them forward in the process, and that's going to change them from just being in your community or consuming your content to actually being a client of yours or an advocate of yours or a lead, right? So you have to have these three layers, and as those layers work together, you create this marketing ecosystem to generate more leads, to meet more people and have more conversations. And then when you have more conversions, this wonderful thing happens where you have more content because you've had the conversations, you've listened to the questions, you've heard some of the objections, and you can now have more conversations. You can talk to more people about the experiences that you've had by converting your community into clients and into people who are working with you, right? And this ecosystem starts expanding, right? Growing, and that means your business is growing. And so it's really simple when you put it this way. If you think about everything you're going to do is going to fall within content, community, and conversion. And sometimes the conversions are going to be very subtle behind the scenes. Sometimes they're going to be very intentional. They're going to be very noticeable, very large, very big, right? But everything you do can be simplified into these three elements. And so it doesn't need to be confusing when you're thinking about how do I market my real estate business. You just have to think content, community, and conversion. And all of your activities are going to fall within one of those three categories to layer up and work together to continually bring you more leads, more business, more community, conversations, connection points, and then convert into sales into your real estate business. Now, if this was helpful for you, I want to invite you to join my membership, The Breakout Agent. This is a real estate marketing membership that includes a monthly video masterclass with a new training, accompanying resources and templates every single month going into our template library. And then every single month there will be a live office hours Q&A call. You can ask questions, you can pre-submit questions and watch the recording later. But also you have the chance to be in a growing community of agents that are also learning, that are growing together, that you can continue to build connection with, create referral partnerships. And I'm really excited about this growing community. If you are a real estate agent that is looking to learn both marketing strategies, but also implement them alongside a community that is going to support you, then the Breakout Agent is for you. I'm very excited about it. You can go to thebreakoutagent.com and sign up for your membership today. And I will see you next week for a new real estate marketing and training video on this channel.